Ja, tjena hörni, välkommen tillbaks igen. Jag tänker gå in och... Jag tänker gå in och... Dextheswede Warland. What the hell? Oj, 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 oj.
Oh, hey, Wario Land!
Vad ska han ha något roligt?
Wario, the fat, round, gross, and pink-nosed rival of Mario. He first debuted as the main villain in the Game Boy title Super Mario Land 2: Six Golden Groins.
Coins in the
Mario
groins.
in that game, they have further developed this guy into one of the most recognizable Mario characters. He appears in Mario Kart, Mario Party, tennis, pretty much any Mario spin-off game. But we can't forget all the games where Wario is the main protagonist. He literally took over the main role in Super Mario Land 3 and renamed it Wario Land. And since then, he has spawned 3 sequels for the Game Boy consoles. And then we got the WarioWare games, where he's a biker. At least he looks like one. Now, while these games are pretty damn alright, we barely saw a main Wario game on a home console, with a few exceptions for some games. Which completely goes against what I just stated, but Nintendo had the idea of creating a Wario Land title for the Nintendo Wii, and that game was Wario Land Shake It, or the Shake Dimension if you live in Europe. Or just Shake if you live in Japan. This game is not really too well known because Nintendo didn't really promote it all that much back in 2008, which was the year where the Wii was suffering from pretty much no games at all. Instead, they were trying to promote the shit out of the fucking Wii music. No. But enough of my bullshit, let's play the game. This is Wario Land Shake It, still keeping the tradition of a good old side-scroller, but this time with a hand-drawn art style. It looks pretty! This game was developed by the geniusly named Goodfield, who later on would create Kirby's Epic Yarn and Yoshi's Woolly World. Let's start with the plot of this game. The intro shows us a bearded Viking pirate who kinda looks like King DDD's uncle. And he bestows upon us a bottomless coin sack that can burst out a bunch of coins every time you shake it. And as you can see, he's clearly evil because he has kidnapped a queen. And you can't be evil if you don't do that. In a Mario game. But not to lose all hope, this thing flies away from the ship in order to find some help. And then it cuts to this woman who steals a giant globe, it seems. And then it immediately cuts to our main man Wario, sleeping in his Mario Kart Double Dash car. He then gets a package delivered and it just so happens to be that giant-ass globe we saw earlier. Off to smash it to pieces to get the treasure inside, a giant telescope appears out of nowhere and... Hold on, just fucking... Let me just...
Vänta, va? Vad sjutton det? Vad sjutton drick du?
Yeah, not enough. Out of the telescope comes a little green thing we saw earlier and asks Wario for his help. But knowing Wario, he obviously doesn't give two was. But once he hears about the bottomless coin sack, he then seems very interested in helping this green thing. So he agrees to help him out and uses the telescope to get into the Shake Dimension, which is inside this globe if I forgot to mention that.
What the?
Wario successfully enters the Shake Dimension and meets up with this pirate woman and the green thing. Oh, his name is Murphle. Huh. What a silly name. These two will explain what you have to do in a tutorial kind of way, blah blah blah, and... Wait, her name is Captain Syrup? She must be Canadian. Off I go! So the point of this game is of course to clear all the levels, but there is a little more to that. Along the way you'll find a bunch of coins and 3 different treasures in each level. Quite similar to the big coins in New Super Mario Bros. Also, the most important thing in this game that you may not be aware of in your first playthrough is that the game requires you to gather as many coins as possible. You will need them later on in the game. Most coins can be found in bags gathered around the levels, and how do you get them out of the bag? By shaking the fuck out of the Wiimote! Yeah! Money! Yeah, this was the
money!
Finally realized that the typical
money!
controller is to wiggle and shake it like a weirdo. Not saying that it's a bad thing, just that it can be a pretty tiring thing. Which could be a bad thing if you think of it that way, but fucking just play the game and shut up. The motion controls do play a bigger role than just shaking the living crap out of it. By flinging the Wiimote once, Wario punches the ground, causing different objects and environments to do stuff. You also tilt the Wiimote in order to aim in a direction you want to throw. Some levels use the motion controls more, as well as in some of the boss fights. And they actually don't feel too bad. They're not really throwing these gimmicks in your face like most Wii games does. I guess the only thing that I really don't like about it is during the underwater levels, where you're in a submarine and you control it by aiming the Wiimote up and down in the direction you want the submarine to go. And this goes on for the entire level. And it's so slow. One thing that I have to give this game praise for is that every level is unique and... ONION! Most levels don't repeat too many gimmicks, which is always welcome to me. I'm so happy about it that I'm making a little duck repeatedly while stationary dance. So in order to beat every level, you need to free the Murphles from a cage, but as soon as you touch the cage, a timer will go off, and you'll have to run back to the beginning of the level in a certain amount of time. But do not worry, you get to run like a crazy person, if you don't smack your stupid face in the wall. So now that I already talked about the motion controls, how is the rest of the gameplay? It's pretty damn solid. It's easy to control and it has a really good flow. The only problem is that it's not too challenging. It's almost impossible for you to die, as some enemies don't even hurt you, and pretty much all of them has got at least one heart in them, in the shape of an onion! And you can usually take 9 hits before you die, and adding on top of that, you can go and get more heart vessels to make that death even more impossible. So the game is kinda easy. Unless you want to collect all the treasures and as many coins as possible. They're pretty well hidden, and sometimes if you miss an opportunity to grab one of the treasures, then too bad, dumbass, you gotta go and restart the level and try again, bitch! You fucked up! As for the moveset, we still got Wario's trademark shoulder dash attack, and he's also got a ground pound that can get more powerful when jumping from high distances. You can also jump on some enemies, making their poor little heads hurt, and then you grab them, shake their brains out, and throw them like a monkey throwing feces. Back to the art style, I gotta say, the animation is really well made. It kinda does look like it could be a cartoon. The animation
Jo, det gör det. Fast det har han rätt i, gör det.
Out his characteristics. They're funny, the levels look beautiful, and the same goes for the backgrounds, accompanied with pretty good music too. Yep, yeah, I do like this. Yes. It's so damn colorful, it's hurting my eyes.
Ja, det blöder i dagar.
Probably see a doctor. At the end of every world, there is, of course, a boss fight. They are pretty cool as well, and most of them are actually kinda difficult, especially the later ones. We got this totem machine guy, douchebag in a car, huge scary clown face, plant, and a chef with big yellow lips who's got a severe case of what I would like to call the King Dodongo syndrome. Now, I'm not a completionist, which is clearly noticeable by me sucking at collecting shit in this game, but if you want to try and 100% complete this game, then not only do you have to find all the treasures, but you'll have to complete 3 to 4 different challenges for every level. It's hard. Most challenges requires you to find the golden enemy, collect a certain amount of coins, and finish the level before the clock hits a certain time, and yeah, it's hard. Going back to what I mentioned about you needing to collect every single coin you can find, you'll need them in order to buy the maps for the other worlds in order to unlock them, as well as progressing in the game. So if you're just mindlessly going through the levels with this kind of mindset, fucking stupid coins in the sky, like I give a poop, then you'll be in for a surprise after you find out that you are the poop. But if you're short on money, then you can just replay the levels again and collect more coins. So if you're okay with that, then okay. Speaking of art, the final boss is a huge pain in the ass. He's got loads of different patterns, and you will need great reflexes in order to even be a match for this guy. But after getting my sorry Swedish ass kicked by this guy over and over again, I realized that I could just go to the shop and buy all the heart vessels that I completely forgot about, in order to increase my life by twice as much. He's still a pain though. But after beating him, the world is free from the terror of British weather, and Wario successfully rescues the Queen. But Wario doesn't give a crap about that, he's only there for the bottomless coin sack. And as you can see, Wario is the happiest man on Earth. Remember, kids, money gives you happiness. But it just so turns out that the coin sack was a quote-unquote consultation fee for Captain Syrup, so she takes it and drives off, and Wario is pissed. So that is Wario Land Shake It. I do like this game. It's nice to see that some minor Nintendo characters get their own games at times. Problem for this game was that it wasn't really promoted enough for it to be a bigger game, and it got released in a really bad time slot for the Wii. But this game kept me calm during the dark time when Wii Music was the game Nintendo tried to promote the shit out of instead of this. Now the question is, should you get this game? Well, if you're interested in it, then yeah, sure, I do recommend it. It's just that if someone came up to me and asked me what Wii game they should get, this wouldn't really be my first answer, considering that there are tons of other great Wii games out there. But if someone asked me about this specific game, then yeah, go ahead and buy it, especially if you're into side-scrolling.
För att vi har ingen Wii
If
tyvärr.
you're not, then get your copy of Wii Music today!
Nu har vi det varit för idag i alla fall.
This video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit that like button, comment and subscribe.
Nu har vi det varit för idag, så ciao.